Welcome back to a new video of me showing you a couple of custom trees. Today, as you might see, we want to tackle the acacia wood, or the Acacia, or however you want to call it. In the last episodes and videos of this series, I showed you the birch trees, the spruce trees, and all the way over there, the oak trees, and I think they look pretty good and mostly realistic. And this time we actually don't even have to roast Mojang for making those trees look like this, because acacia trees in real life do actually look pretty much exactly like that. They actually did a very good job at making them. But, of course, they're still very blocky, as in Minecraft most things are. And today we wanna basically just raise it up a little bit, and I am going to show you the 5 stages of a custom acacia tree. First of all, if you have seen the last videos, of course you will know somewhat what to expect, because the first stage, as always, is just simply a sapling with a string block on top so it doesn't grow. And yeah, this can make everything look a little bit more tidy and a little bit more connected if you see small little trees like that in your world or in your terraformed terrain. But I think that's a good tiny tree and the good first stage. Moving on to the second one, we of course, as always, have just a few fence blocks and just a few leaf blocks on top. This, of course, doesn't have much to do with an actual acacia tree, because, well, you can't do much on this tiny scale, but like this, you can make some very convincing tiny little trees. I mean, they're still about 3 meters tall, but honestly, in Minecraft, that's pretty small. If we move on to the third stage, we have something a little bit more of an actual acacia tree. We have 2 separate branches on the bottom and 2 further on the second branch. And we have somewhat of this tree fork that bends it into 2 parts in here as well. So yeah, this is I'd say it is an acacia tree. You just simply have to make a few fence posts, go in separate directions, and then put the leaf blocks on top in a way that basically is kind of not as dense and a little bit airy. Needs to have a couple of free blocks and needs to let some light through. But still, this doesn't look 100% like an acacia tree, even though it is very close. We can move on to the 4th stage for that. This is a lot bigger and a lot more wide, a lot wider on the top, and as you can see, we have a lot of branches, a lot of wood in the middle, and yeah, acacia trees in real life are very wide on the top as well, so this represents the real life aspect of it quite well. I have tried to make those trees out of andesite walls, but I seriously don't think that it looks halfway as good, because it's just too thick and it's kind of connecting in a weird way. It's not as airy, you can't look through the things, and it just seems too blocky, so in my opinion this doesn't fit as well. Even though that the color is a little bit more fitting to the acacia wood, as you can see all the way on the top left corner here, it fits it a little bit better. But still, it just doesn't work. Anyways, jungle fences are actually the best fit for that, because they look a little bit more dry, a little bit less saturated, and obviously the very bright acacia would be a little bit too much for that. So in my opinion, the jungle is best fitting for that. I know, it's a little weird that acacia trees have jungle fences in it, but honestly, if it looks good, it looks good, and it doesn't always have to make 100% sense. Moving on to the last stage. In my opinion, this stage, the 4th stage, is already pretty good for an acacia tree, and I can't really make it any bigger, because that's as big as they get. But as this new type of tree might get added into Minecraft eventually, the baobab tree, I thought that it could be quite fitting in here. Of course, it would also be in the savannah, and I think I know it's a totally different kind of tree, but they do share some similarities. Of course, the savannah biome being the first one. And if you actually make it out of acacia wood, it fits that pretty well, to be honest. So yeah, the baobab tree is very thick, very thick on the bottom and all the way up. And there's only a couple of quite small and thick branches on the top, at the very top, and then just a few spots of leaves on top of that. As far as I know, the baobab tree uses its very big and thick trunk to store a lot of water, so yeah, I think this represents it quite well. I've tried as well on this one to play around with a combination of acacia and andesite, but honestly, the andesite just really didn't fit in. If I can show you real quick, it first of all has the wrong direction of the grooves in the texture, so it doesn't really fit in, and the color is just a little bit too much of a difference. So in my opinion, we'll have to just stick with plain acacia wood. Of course, as always, if we use the log and wood variants, we want to use the actual wood so that we have all the sides covered by bark. Because otherwise, we would have something like that. And that is a no-go. That's unacceptable. We'll have to make it out of wood, so everything is covered. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you can take something out of it. But those are the 5 stages of acacia trees, in my opinion. Actually, it's only 4, but I'll count this in, because why not, you know? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, I hope it helped, and as always, I hope I can see you in the next one. So with that, as always, thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye for now.